The visitors to Hilton Park are Fulham, and their lineup for this afternoon is as follows. It's 1, Greg Pearce, 2, Kieran Murphy, 3, Rob Wright. Underway, Greg Pearce. Kick goes deep, picked up by Ian Jeffrey behind his own try line. Good sidestep from Jeffrey. Leigh in possession, just 10 yards from their own try line. Mick round, trying to break clear. These big Fulham forwards up quickly. Potter on the charge now. Good reception committee once more from the Fulham pack. Rapati now behind the play of the ball, moves it on to Shields. Shields brought down by Browning. Rapati brings in Collier. Good half break by Collier, takes him clear of the 25. Last tackle coming up indicates the referee. Paul Topping forced to run in the end and gets a good kick which comes off the Fulham player. Came off centre Tim Luke. So Leigh will get head and ball at the first scrum. Fulham, of course, in their 11th season now in the Rugby League. But this is the first time these two sides have met in this competition. Last weekend in first round matches, Leigh won by 26 points to 6 here against Swinton. And Fulham won at home by 50 points to 0 against Runcorn. So, 7 previous meetings. Leigh with 6 victories out of the 7. Barry Ledger trying to break clear. And once again, referees insisting that players are allowed to get up and play the ball, keep the game flowing. Leigh get their first penalty of the game. So Topping puts the kick out, midway between the halfway and the Fulham 25. Mr. Rapati with the tap, on to Case. Good tattle coming in from Keating. Rapati tries to catch them out. Good tackle this time from Luke, but Leigh inside their opponent's 25-yard line for the first time in the game. Fine break by Collier. Good tackle by fullback Pearce. Leigh just 15 yards out. Rapati moves it left. Fine charge from Shields, but good defence once more. This time Pitt is the man making the stop. Rapati now. Out to Potter. Good cover by the Fulham defence. Scott and Pitt in on that stop for them. Rapati with the kick ahead. Well dropped on by fullback Pearce. Right at the feet of Barry Ledger. So here comes Umbarki, trying to break clear, stop 10 yards from his own try line. Pitt going from acting half-back, not really getting anywhere. Here comes Hooker Rotherham. He makes 5 yards. Leigh tackler is Shields. Once again, it's the acting half-back. This time it's full-back Pearce. Last tattle. Fulham are just up to their own 25. Kick comes in from Cruikshank.
One of you.
Ledger takes that ball, looks for the space. Upended by Hooker Rotherham. Tackle completed by Scott. Shields now. Block-busting run from Shields. Good defence again from Fulham. Reparty moves it left. It's now with Westhead. Out to Jeffrey. Inside ball. David Ruane well wrapped up just outside the 25. Reparty now. On to Collier. Ball's lost. What's the referee given? He's given possession to Fulham. So, good attacking spell from Leigh in these opening minutes. As Fulham try to clear their lines. Murphy stopped on the 25. Cruikshank now. They move it out and bring full-back Pearce in once more. And this time, Leigh get the penalty. Leigh concede the penalty once more at the play of the ball. So Fulham almost up to halfway. Rotherham with the tap. On to Cruikshank. Short ball to Pitt. And now it's Westhead penalised for holding the man down. So Pearce looks as though he's going to go for goal, trying at the first points of the game. We've had 5.5 minutes here at Hilton Park. We await our first points of the match. So Greg Pearce almost in front of the post, but some 52 yards out. So Pearce's first attempt of the game. He's just wide with it. Must have been close. The two touch judges consulted one another on that one. The score remains 0 each. Topping with the dropout. Well taken again by Pearce. Looks comfortable on the ball, this Fulham fullback. Great tackle though from Westhead. Cruikshank now, obviously the playmaker in this Fulham side. One of 4 Australians on duty this afternoon for the visitors. Brought down by Ruane in the end. Cruikshank now moves it out to Browning. He slips the ball inside. Fulham making good progress on this run. And go stand-off Winstanley. Good defence by Leigh once more. Cruikshank, nice kick. Ball sits up once more for Ledger. Ledger tries to break up centre field. Tackle comes in from Rotherham. Leigh back in their own 25 but in possession. Here comes Shields now. Reception committee stops him outside the 25. Party moves it to Potter. Potter's going nowhere. Good stop from Browning. Party once more. Looking for Collier to make the break. Good defending at the moment from Fulham. And this time the penalty is conceded by skipper Ross Browning. He was in an offside position and half checked Andy Colley's attempted breakthrough. Makes the penalty count 2 each. Leigh have won the only scrum of the game. We've had 8 minutes play. And we still await our first points. So 2 balls on the field at the moment. Peter Reparty's got the one we're playing with. In comes Shields. Good defending once more. This time it's centre Tim Luke. Knock on against Mark Shields, and we'll scrum it right in front of us, 10 yards inside Fulham territory. So neither side settled to their game as yet. Cruikshank with the feed, brings in Winstanley and fullback Pearce. The reception committee was waiting. So here comes Cruikshank once more, on to Hooker, Rotherham, good play, great tackle though from Barry Ledger on Scott. Comes Hooker, Rotherham once more, it's the ball out, good defending once more by Case and Ledger. Rotherham to Cruikshank, Winstanley brings in Pearce again, Pearce goes over the top of the West-headed tackle. Rotherham once more to Cruikshank, long ball out, ball is lost, finishes up in the arms of Murphy. Last one indicates our referee, Mr. Burke. Cruikshank with the kick.
Steady.
Picked up by Ledger once more. Browning gets in the tackle. So Topping going from acting half-back. Browning and Scott this time make the stop for Fulham. The party on to Case. Browning misses the tackle this time. Keating doesn't. The party moves it left to Beardmore. On to Ruane. Bring in Jeffrey. But the defence is there again from Fulham. Well, Fulham are there in numbers once more, just not giving Leigh any room with which to work at the moment. Last tackle coming up. Beardmore puts the eye up and under him. Pearce is safe once more. John Woods gets in on the action for the first time in the game. Luke. Woods with the stop again. Rotherham going from acting half-back. Woods in with the tackle yet once more. Now here comes centre Luke. Rotherham now moves it to Cruikshank. Bring on in the skipper Browning, ready tremendous tackle this time from Shields. Dummy comes in from Rotherham, and we have the first turnover of the game. And the Leigh supporters respond to that good spell of defending from Leigh. So Case drives in now. Case still going. Tackle is completed by Pitt. Beardmore now to Ruane. Ruane almost through. The tackle comes in from Rotherham. In fact, the referee allows play to continue. Topping tries to make the break, but he's wrapped up by Winstanley. Ruane now. It's on to Jeffrey. Jeffrey with the kick. Leigh vary the tactic, trying to use the pace of Round. Rounds quickly up on Murphy, and the play's back inside the Fulham 25. Here's that man Pearce again. So Fulham giving the ball somewhere inside their own 25. Hussein Mbaki shrugs off one tackle. Rotherham now moves it left to Cruikshank. Good short ball. Cruikshank finds the Leigh defence out. He's got support as well with Winstanley. Winstanley going to use his pace inside to Luke, but the pass was too early. Well read by the Leigh fullback. Full credit to Topping for that, but Fulham looking strong here. Great defence by John Westhead, but he's penalised for making the tackle when coming back from an offside position. Good decision from referee Burke. Third penalty of the game for Fulham, and Greg Pearce will go for goal once more. 13 minutes gone, we still wait our first points. So Greg Pearce, second attempt of the afternoon from right in front of the Leigh post this time. Makes no mistake with that one. Almost 14 minutes of the game gone. Fulham ahead by 2 points to 0. So Beardmore with the restart for Leigh. Well claimed by Murphy. And again, the Leigh defence looking a little suspect. Rotherham on to Cruikshank now. Bringing in the big forwards once more, this time it's Pitt. Rotherham again to Cruikshank. It was the kick that opened Leigh up before, now he's dodging and weaving. Certainly a thorn in Leigh's side in this opening 15 minutes, says Mr. Cruikshank. It's now skipper Browning on to Scott. Good tackle from Woods. Rotherham behind the play of the ball to Cruikshank once more. He tries to put Winstanley through the gap, but Potter gets the tackle in. Rotherham to Cruikshank. Well, that's not the best of kicks. Jeffrey takes it for Leigh. Tries to break through. Tackle by Luke, but Leigh back in possession on halfway. Case now. Case makes 7 or 8 yards before he's finally stopped by Browning. The party now. On to Potter. Potter makes the break. Topping goes without the ball. Knock on indicates the referee. He'll scrum them back. Gives the first knock on by Leigh. No advantage gained by Fulham. So Cruikshank with the feed. Ball straight through the pack. Referee wants it packed down once more. Cruikshank with the feed. And a penalty against Fulham for handling out in the scrum. So Paul Topping will kick for touch. So Rapata with the tap on the 25. On to Case, to Rapata. Beardmore now. On to Westhead. Good tackle from Browning once more. Rapati on to Beardmore. To Ruane. To Woods. Woods dodges and weaves, but only makes 3 or 4 yards before Scott makes the tackle. Shields now. Shields top 5 yards out. This is better from Leigh. Rapati now. Leigh with a good line out here. Terrible pass from Woods, picked up by Ruane. It's on to Westhead, to Jeffrey. Jeffrey gets out of the tackle, steps inside Pearce, and Ian Jeffrey opens Leigh's account. It comes in the 18th minute, and Leigh are ahead for the first time in the game at 4 points to 2. So this time Leigh make the pressure tell. Move the ball the width of the field on that occasion before Jeffrey managed to outwit 2 opponents and get over on that left hand side. So the sidestep of Ian Jeffrey gets Leigh on the scoreboard. And it's Paul Topping to attempt the conversion. So Topping's first attempt of the game. But he's wide with that one. So we've had 18 and a half minutes of this Greenhalgh's Lancashire Cup second round tie here at Hilton Park, and Leigh now lead by 4 points to 2. Pierce with the restart for Fulham. Taken by Round. Round almost through the gap. Fine tackle in the end. And now Potter on the charge for Leigh. Good defence though from Luke. Rapati on to Shields. Back to Rapati. Rapati goes for the gap and finds it. This is better from Leigh. Inside to Ruane. Ruane to Jeffrey. Jeffrey can't outwit Wright this time, but that brings a good round of applause for the Leigh supporters. This is what they've come to see. David Ruane steps inside and again. On to Beardmore to Topping. Topping, well, what will the referee give? The referee is consulting his touch judge because Daryl Pitt actually tackled the referee. The try is given. Fulham will feel a little grieved at that. Paul Topping is the try scorer. And Leigh get 2 tries in a 2-minute spell. And Paul Topping makes the lead 8 points to 2. Well, that's what the Leigh supporters have come to see. Certainly responded from that initial break by David Ruane. Supporters got behind the side and the side did its job. Fine break up centre field, good support from both Beardmore and Topping. And Topping to attempt the conversion. This time it's right in front of the post. Topping gets that one. So 21 minutes of this Greenhalgh's Lancashire Cup second round tie gone, and suddenly from being 2 points to 0 down, Leigh are 10 points to 2 ahead. 10 points in a 3-minute spell. So a substitution by Fulham. Conrad Scott has gone off to be replaced by Sean Moyer. So Mick Round takes that one like he did the previous one, and he clears the 25 again before Winstanley makes the stop. So what will Leigh do now? They've certainly got the bit between the teeth now. Potter moves in. Good tattle from Winborn. Westhead looking to unleash the ball. Doesn't get the ball away in the end as Pierce gets the stop in. In fact, Pierce has gone in the forwards, and now substitute Moyer has gone to fullback. Beardmore gets it inside to Ruane. He slips as he tries to break through, and it's the last tackle coming up. Beardmore with the kick. Good kick. Forces substitute Moyer to turn round and chase. John Woods stopped there for a high tackle. Fulham get their 4th penalty of this first half, and Pierce will kick for touch. Towering kick from Pierce. Kicks play up almost to the Leigh 25. It'll be Rotherham with the tap. On to Cruikshank. Pierce in the line once more. Great defending though by Potter for Leigh. Rotherham once more. On to Winstanley now. Bring in Keating. He takes play into the home 25. Rotherham once more to Cruikshank. Fulham trying to bring play across this side.
Go.
Ball is loose. Loose again, all on, says the referee. Murphy picks it up, tries to break clear. Good tackle from Beardmore. So good attacking position for Fulham now. On to Browning. Bring in Pearce again. Good defence by Collier this time. Fulham moving forward. Hussein on Barkett with the kick. Picked up by Woods. Ledger not ready for that one. Goes to acting half-back and is stopped by Rotherham. Case now. Good tackle from Winborn. Ripati goes from acting half-back. Winborn's in on the stop once more for Fulham. And Leigh get the penalty for Browning lying on at the tackle. Makes the penalty count 4 each. Scrums are 1 each. Score 10-2 in Leigh's favour. Topping makes just 10 yards with that kick. Ripati with the tap. On to Shields. Shields stopped by Pitt. Ripati. On to Case now. Browning in on the stop once more.
Come on,
Westhead gets it out to Beardmore. Inside to Topping. Topping, fine break from a standing start there. Good defence by Fulham, but Leigh moving the ball once more. Ripati. And this time it's centre Luke coming back from an offside position. Concedes the penalty. Injured player, I think, is Peter Ripati. "14 minutes of this first half remaining. Ripati fit to continue. Shirt sleeve crowd here at Hilton Park for the second week in succession. More like cricket weather than rugby league weather. Suiting the Leigh side at this point in time. 10-2 ahead. Can they add to that? Ripati with the tap, 15 yards out. Ripati gets it back onto Case. Gets it back to Ripati. Ripati stopped by Pearce. Leigh 10 yards short. Potter behind the play of the ball now. On to Westhead. Westhead crashes through the tackles. John Westhead gets on the score sheet. And Leigh get their third try of this first half. And now lead by 14 points to 2. So Topping once more with the conversion attempt. Leigh looking comfortable now. Certainly taking this game by the scruff of the neck after going 2 points down. So 3 tries in 10 minutes, and Topping with his third attempt at goal. Topping makes it 2 from 3 attempts. Stretches the Leigh lead even further. We've 12 minutes of the half remaining, and Leigh now lead by 16 points to 2. So Pearce once more with the restart from the centre for Fulham. Ball sits up kindly for Jeffrey. Jeffrey gets past 2 players, but Rotherham makes the stop in the end. Potter, tackled by Keating. Party now, on to Case. Case up to the 25. Party going from acting half back, but Leigh lose possession. It's now in the hands of Winbourne. Fulham desperate for a try now before the interval. Keep themselves in with a chance. Browning driving him. Fulham 20 yards out, right in front of the Leigh post. Pearce in the line once more. And the short ball is wingman Murphy. Gets out of the first tackle. Good defence from full-back Topping was required. Forward pass this time. Well spotted by referee, but will scrum it right under the Leigh post. Well, Fulham could really have done with that try. Game beginning to drift away from them so early on. We just had half an hour of this first half. Lead 3 tries. Fulham yet to get a try on the score sheet. Beardmore to feed the scrum. Possession to Leigh. Browning quickly out of the pack to make the tackle. Ruane goes from acting half back. Now here comes Shields on the charge. Half stopped by Winbourne. Collier. Pearson on this stop. Case gets the ball out to Rapati. Party on to Topping. Topping tries to break out of his own 25 but can't. Kick comes in from Beardmore. Shabit on Barkis.
Oh, come on. Get on to it.
Leigh give him the requisite 10 metres, or 10 yards. And Ruane makes the stop. And again on Moyer. Rotherham now, on to Cruikshank. Not seen much of Cruikshank lately. He got a good dummy in there and gets it out to Murphy. Ball's knocked down, all on, says the referee. It's home with Rotherham. Fulham keep it moving. Leigh come up with the ball in the end. Barry Ledger claims it for the home side. Fulham trying to come back at Leigh. Shields taking that one from acting half back. Woods now on to Case. Back to Rapati. Leigh looking to move it. Snow with Potter. He juddles with it. Keeps it going. Jeffrey takes the inside ball. Keating makes the stop for Fulham. Beardmore now to Topping. Collier back to Ruane. Fine break from Ruane. Runs into trouble though, and the support wasn't up quick enough. What's now to Rapati? Party to Round. Round trying to use his pace. Gets it away well to Jeffrey. On to Case. Case back to Shields. Leigh trying to keep the ball moving. Just run out of space in the end. Last one indicates the referee. Beardmore, short ball. Sits up nicely for Ruane. On to Beardmore. It's out to Woods. Woods steps inside too. But he used full-back Topping as a foil. The referee penalises the Leigh centre. Chance is missed. Fulham are let off the hook. Good decision from the referee. Certainly Woods outwitted the Fulham defence, but Topping did infringe one Fulham player from getting in a tackle. So Fulham want to make a second substitution now. They're taking off Doug Winbourne and bringing on Joe Johansson. So Fulham with all sorts of problems, 7 minutes away from the interval, trailing by 14 points, and all substitutes on the field. Pearce finds touch, 5 yards outside his own 25. So now it's Keating taking the tap. Rotherham behind the play of the ball. Brings in Pitt. Rotherham to Cruikshank. Cruikshank trying to change directions. Ball dropped by Moy. And then Leigh get a penalty for Fulham player in an offside position. Referee Burke explains to skipper Ross Browning the reason for his decision. Tupper makes 15 yards and Leigh will tap 35 yards from the Fulham line. Can Leigh get another try before the interval? Rapati gets it back. Beardmore to Ruane, out to Jeffrey now. Woods in the line, onto Rowan. He comes back inside. Tries to use the pace, steps off his right foot. Gets into the Fulham 25. Rapati now to Beardmore. Long pass to Woods. Woods steps inside one. Don't miss the fullback. That's what the crowd wants to see. John Woods back in this try-scoring mood for Leigh. John Woods gets Leigh's 4th try of this first half. You can tell what the crowd think of that with their response. He just ghosted through the Fulham defence. Makes up for the one that was disallowed less than a minute ago. And Leigh home and dry now in this match. Game as a competition is over. Leigh ahead by 20 points to 2. So Paul Topping with the conversion attempt. Once more in front of the post. Woods sold a beautiful dummy there to Sean Moyer, who's now occupying the full-back role for Fulham. Topping 2 from 3 attempts. Makes it 3 from 4. 4 minutes of the half remaining, and the scoreline now of Leigh 22 points, Fulham 2. So Greg Pearce once again finds him back at the centre with the restart for the visitors. And Leigh beginning to get their act together now. Jeffrey reads that one well, takes it on his own try line. Looking to pass the ball. Stopped on the 25. Potter now. Well, Fulham have got to get their act together defensive-wise now to stop Leigh from running away with this game. Collier in on the line. Pitt in with the stop for Fulham. Rapati now for Leigh. On to Shields. Fine tackle from Pearce. Rapati to Beardmore. Beardmore with the kick. Moyer takes it 10 yards outside his own 25. Ruane half stops him. Beardmore completes the stop. And Luke behind the play of the ball. Runs into Case and Rapati. Fulham almost up to halfway. Rotherham on to Cruikshank. Juddles with the ball. Good play again from Cruikshank. Putting Rotherham through a gap. Leigh quick to close it. Fulham make a good 15 yards. Winstanley now on to Cruikshank. And he's really varying the play tremendously. But Topping comes up with the ball for Leigh. Steps inside 3 or 4 players. He's still going. Fine run once more from Paul Topping. Really enjoying playing in the Leigh shirt now. Leigh with a good line out now. Ruane. Gets it out to Jeffrey. Jeffries tries to step inside Luke, but Umbarkit forces him out of play. Well, you're looking to move it at every opportunity now. You know they've got the better of this Fulham defence, and they're going to run them about every chance they get. Cruikshank to feed.
Right.
Referee not happy. It's the scrum form once more. Cruikshank to feed a game. John Westhead penalised for coming out of the scrum before the ball. Makes the penalty count 6 each now in this first half, as we have just 60 seconds of normal time remaining. Leigh ahead by 22 points to 2. Good kick once more from Pearce. Fulham will tap 5 yards outside the home 25, desperate for a try before the interval. Keating with the tap, takes it into the Leigh 25. Rotherham moves it right to Cruikshank. They bring Pearce in again. Leigh defence is there once more. Cruikshank again. Bring in Browning. Good tackle again. Moyer now gets it out to Cruikshank. Dodges and weaves, and he still gets the ball out to Moyer. Does very well again. The ball is forward. In fact, the referee has given a penalty to Leigh. And he'll be topping to kick for touch. Well, we're in added time at the end of this first period. Topping takes play up to the 25. Shields now. Luke with the tattle. Rapati onto Case. Case shrugs them off. Good run from the Leigh number 10. I think Fulham beginning to wilt in this hot temperature at Hilton Park. A fine break by Collier. Topping takes the inside ball. Leigh up to halfway, but the hooter goes to bring to an end the first half of this Greenhalgh's Lancashire Cup second round tie, and it's a half-time scoreline here of Hilton Park. So Bobby Beardmore, the Leigh skipper, about to get the second half underway. Leigh just 40 minutes away from the first Lancashire Cup semi-final since 1984. They lead Fulham at half-time by 22 points to 2. Beardmore gets the game underway. Moy is stopped short of his own 25. So what do Fulham have to offer to this game now? Good tackling again by Leigh. Winstanley trying to go from acting half-back, but the Leigh second row pair of Potter and Collier in on that stop. Now it's Pitt driving in again from acting half-back. Rotherham. And he goes from acting half-back as well. That's the last tackle, indicates the referee. Cruikshank with the kick. Down centre field. Sits up nicely for Topping. Good following, good stop by Browning. So Leigh in possession for the first time in this second half. Skipper Beardmore taking it up from acting half-back. Jeffrey now, moving it to Rapati, who lets it go through his hands. Referee calls them back for the knock-on. And we'll scrum it midway between halfway and the Leigh 25. So first half scrums were 2-1 in Leigh's favour, penalties 7-6 in Leigh's favour. And it's Cruikshank to feed once more. And the penalty goes Leigh's way. First penalty of this second period. Lowering the scrum, I think, was the indication from referee Alan Beck. Topping will take the kick for touch.
What on earth that?
He slices that one. And then Moyer drops it on his own 25. So Leigh get away with that. They get head and ball at this scrum. Let off there for the home side. Skipper Beardmore to feed the scrum. They come up with that one. Westhead tries round the blind side, stopped by Cruikshank. Leigh looking for early points in this second half. Ruane now to Jeffrey, back to Ruane. Topping almost through. Good defence in the end from right. Case now to Rapati, to Ledger. Ledger gets it inside to Shields. Good charge from the number 8. Leigh 15 yards out. Rapati on the charge now. Trying to set up the position. Leigh just 10 yards short. Beardmore now. On to Shields. Good defence again from Fulham. Last tackle indicates the referee. They've got to move it here. Beardmore would stop though, and Leigh will concede the first turnover of the game. But they keep the pressure on Fulham. Fulham in possession in their own 25. With Rotherham, the Leigh defence forces him back. Winstanley now out to Cruikshank. He slips. Fulham just 5 yards from their own try line. They do a lot of one-man rugby from the acting half-back, which hasn't really brought them much success this afternoon. Now they decide to move it wide. Good play. Some good handling there by Fulham. Clear their own 25. Substitute Johansson. Oh, and a fine break now up centre field from right. Last tackle indicates the referee. Fulham just short of halfway. Ball's thrown away in desperation. And again, out to Browning. Kick comes off Ian Jeffrey, so it'll be all on. Topping now, looks to go down centre field. Good defence again by Fulham. Jeffrey gets away from 2 tackles. Still going. Takes play back into the Fulham half. Rapati now attacking half back onto Case. Case well wrapped up by substitute Moyer. Beardmore now. Long ball out to Ruane. Ruane stopped by Pearce. Woods now. Tries to ghost his way through once more, but we're up to the last tackle once more. Beardmore now with the kick.
Get on to it. Get on to it.
Well, the referee warned Mick Round that he was offside, and he didn't give the requisite 10 yards to Kieran Murphy, so the penalty goes Fulham's way. So Pearce with the kick for touch. Makes 10 yards. And Rotherham with the tap. Rotherham hands it on to Cruikshank. They bring in substitute Johansson. Westhead with the stop for Leigh. Rotherham once more. Moves it out to Winstanley. On to Keating. Good defence again by Leigh. 2 half-backs Ruane and Beardmore this time. But here's Cruikshank looking to dictate things. Gets away from 2 tackles. Takes play into the Leigh half. Right now. Gets that one away well, but it's dropped all on. Collier picks up the pieces for Leigh, and Leigh are back in possession. We've had 6 minutes of this second half. We still wait our first point since the interval. Westhead stopped just short of halfway. Tony Cottrell loosening up for Leigh. This Case tries to break clear, but Pearce in on the stop along with Keating. Shields now. Good run from Shields, but Leigh not breaking down this Fulham defence as yet in this second period. Woods now. Juddles with that one, gets away with it. Gets the pass into Beardmore, on to Ruane. Inside to Topping, back to Rapati, on to Ruane. Referee on the spot, the pass was forward. So we're scrumming in centre field, midway between halfway and the Fulham 25. Cottrell still loosening up on the far side, but no number up yet for the substitution. Cruikshank to feed the scrum. Referee not happy with the first feed. Possession to Fulham the second time around. Moyer in the line. Ball lost in the tackle, but Leigh penalised. Penalty goes Fulham's way. So Pearce with the kick for touch for the visitors. Not the best of kicks, takes play into the Leigh half. Oh, Keating this time with the tap. Drives in. Rapati and Shields with a stop for Leigh. Here comes substitute Johansson. Rotherham. Cruikshank. But his pass goes behind three Fulham players. Out of play on the far side. Leigh will get head and ball at the scrum. Game not sparkled as yet in this second period, as it did in the first half when Leigh moved the ball about quite freely on occasions. To win that ball, Jeffrey dodges and weaves, goes back into trouble though. The tackle is made by Rotherham. And Leigh get a penalty for two markers at the play of the ball. So Topping with the kick for touch. And Leigh will tap midway between halfway and the Fulham 25. So Rapati with the tap. On to Shields. Rapati back to Case. Shuttle comes in from Browning. Potter on the charge now. Keating with the stop this time for Fulham. Leigh supporters badly in need of points, and there's David Ruane. Stepping and bobbing and weaving, but good defence from Moyer. But there's Rapati now. Party stopped just a yard short on the far corner.
Get it in!
Fulham up quickly, didn't give Ledge a chance to pass the ball out. Woods now. Woods with the kick. John Woods gets his second try of the game. Comes 11 minutes into this second half and extends the Leigh lead to 26 points to 2. Good variation of the play there by Woods. Well judged kick. Gives him his second try, which is 8 points he has scored this afternoon, which leaves him just 11 points short of the Leigh club record, which stands at 2,194. It's held by the legendary Jimmy Ledgard. No doubt Woods will be passing that mark this season. So Topping, 3 from 4 attempts in the first half. Makes no mistake with that one. stretches the Leigh lead by yet another 2 points and makes the scoreline with 12 minutes of the second half gone. It's now Leigh 28 points, Fulham 2. And Andy Collier is the man to finally go off, to be replaced by Tony Cottrell. So Greg Pearce once more with the restart for Fulham. Try Woods picks that one up just short of his own line. And the tackle comes in from Johansson. Potter now going in first man. Doesn't quite reach the 25. Rapati on to Shields. Good break by Shields. Good inside pass to Rapati. Gets it out to Jeffrey, but Beardmore couldn't take the inside pass. But Fulham now, could they catch Leigh on the counter? It's now with Pitt. A good tackle though from Westhead. Cottrell in on the action for the first time. Rotherham behind to play the ball for Fulham. Out to Cruikshank. Not the best of balls to his skipper Browning. Cruikshank now once more on to right. A good pass, good defence by John Westhead once more on Johansson. Fulham trying to keep in this game and moving the ball about. Cruikshank does well to get it away to right once more. He gets it away to the hooker, but Moyer drops the ball. Ruane picks it up. Topping steps inside Winstanley. Stopped just short of the 25. Westhead moves it now to Beardmore, to Cottrell. Good defence from Pitt this time for Fulham. The party hands it on to Potter this time. Potter runs into Johansson and Browning. Rapati again. The ball clashed by Pitt and Shields. Referee quick to separate them. Case now to Beardmore. On to Ruane. Inside to Ledger. Ledger looking to find the gap. Cruikshank with the stop. Leigh on the last tackle. Woods now to Beardmore. Long pass out to Jeffrey. Jeffrey goes back inside to Beardmore. It's the last tackle. The ball is lost. Picked up by Fulham. So what can Fulham do? They're down to 12 men at the moment. Johansson receiving treatment. Here comes Wright. Again he gets the ball out well in the tackle to Rotherham. Fulham still short of the Leigh 25. Murphy now behind the play the ball. Using the short side with Browning. Bringing in Pitt. Rotherham now to Cruikshank. Winstanley. Bring in Barkett. Westhead and Beardmore make the stop for Leigh. Right, on to Cruikshank. Tackle from Cottrell was high. Indicates referee Burke. Fulham get the penalty. I think penalty goals will be much use to them at this stage. Pearce electing to go for touch. So Rotherham with the tap, 10 yards out. First man in is Keating. The reception committee's there. The ball is dropped. Well, stolen indicates the referee. Probably after he shouted held. Bring in Browning. He clashes with Shields and bounces off. Both players injured by that clash. And a try for Kieran Murphy. Behind the Leigh post. Fulham get the just rewards with their first try of the game. It's taken them 56 minutes of this game to cross the Leigh line. And it's the right wingman Kieran Murphy who is the try scorer. It's Leigh 28 points, Fulham 6. So Greg Pearce with a conversion attempt. Right in front of the Leigh post. No mistake from Pearce. Second goal of the afternoon. 22.5 minutes remain here at Hilton Park in this Greenhalgh's Lancashire Cup second round tie, and Leigh now lead by 28 points to 8. Well, Ross Browning, the Fulham skipper, has gone off the field. Fulham are down to 12 men at the moment. Beardmore with the restart. So here comes Hussein and Barkey now. And again, Fulham get the ball away well in the tattle. On to Moyer. Party completes the stop for Leigh. Pearce now. He runs into Cottrell. Rotherham now. West Edinburgh in with the stop this time for Leigh. Green Keating in, he gets it away well. Murphy and a good ball to Cruikshank. Good play by Fulham. Winstanley, but it was just overrun by Wright there. Couldn't get the pass in. Fulham certainly picked their socks up in these last 5 minutes or so. As Pitt drives in, takes it up to the Leigh 25. Penunda comes in from Pearce. Leigh take the ball safely. And they'll get the tap from the 25. Well, Fulham have made another substitution. Conrad Scott has come back on to replace skipper Ross Browning. Ledger, first man in this time, stopped by Rotherham. Case now on the run. Shrugs off the attentions of Scott. The party going from acting half-back. Couldn't just get the pass out to Round. Leigh just short of halfway. They'll get the penalty. Rob Wright and Kieran Murphy, the offenders there for Fulham. Topping makes no mistake this time. It's 12 yards or so. Leigh supporters hungry for more points. First man in is Shields. Tackle in the end came from Pitt. The party now to Beardmore. On to Potter. Johansson and Scott make the stop. Ruane now. On to Cottrell. Cottrell breaks. Gets it away to Beardmore. On to Round. Round has the pace. He gets in at the corner for Leigh's 6th try of the game. Round's speed just too much for Murphy. The initial break in centre field came from substitute Tony Cottrell, with Beardmore the provider for Round, who got the try. Leigh 32, Fulham 8. So Topping with the conversion attempt from this near touchline. Leigh players happy with the position. The supporters totally delighted. So Topping a yard in from this near touchline, 26 yards out. 4 from 5 attempts so far this afternoon. So Paul Topping with the conversion attempt. It's the outside of the post. Bold attempt from the fullback. But with just 18 minutes of this match remaining, Leigh now lead by 32 points to 8. And now Fulham want to make their Fulham make their fourth and final substitution. Back comes Doug Winborn. The applause you can hear is for the news that both St Helens and Wigan have been defeated in the Lancashire Cup this afternoon. So case on the charge now for Leigh. So Rapati brings in Shields. Shields does well to get that one away to Woods. Woods stopped just short of halfway. He's looking to run the points up now. Beardmore out to Ruane. Cottrell again through the gap. Gets the ball away. Beardmore gets it onto Rapati. To Westhead now. That'll coming in from Mbaki. Leigh back into the Fulham half now. David Ruane. Winborn with the stop. Rapati now to Woods. Tries to ghost through, gets away to Rapati. Last tattle indicates the referee. In fact, it's a turnover. It's the second one Fulham have had this second half. 16 minutes of the game remaining as David Stevenson now loosens up for Leigh on the far side. Shields in with the stop once more. Cruikshank now brings in Wright. Potter calls over the referee to inform him that Wright took a knock there. Here comes Johansson, looking to unload the ball whenever they can in the tattle, Fulham. Full credit to them for the way they've kept going in this game. Cruikshank, and he gets it away well to Winstanley. Good tattle from Potter. And then Potter spoils it and concedes the penalty. So Pearce will take the kick for touch. Pearce finds touch just short of the Leigh 25. Rotherham with the tap now. On to Mbaki. Good tattle from Shields. Fulham got one try on their last visit to the Leigh 25. Winborn this time. Rotherham again. On to Johansson. Intercepted though by Jeffrey. Well read by the Leigh centre. Tattle comes in from right. Potter goes from acting halfback. I think Ian Potter is going to be the man to come off when Stevenson finally gets on. Rapati now to Westhead. Pearce with the stop for Fulham. Rapati now to Cottrell. Pearson on the stop again. Good play though by the Fulham number one. He kept out the Leigh players and won the ball in the Leigh 25. Now here comes Winstanley. Well wrapped up though by Case and Shields. Rotherham now. Cottrell on that stop for Leigh. Fulham 15 yards out. Cruikshank now. Short ball to Moyer. Fulham getting nearer. Putting the Leigh defence to the test. To knock on. Spotted by the referee. In case he didn't, the Leigh supporters told him. Leigh make their second substitution. David Stevenson comes on. to replace Ian Potter. Leigh shuffled there. In fact, John Woods has gone to loose forward. An interesting move. Stevenson gone into his normal centre role. Give a round of applause for Potter as he gets back to the Leigh bench. Stevenson quickly in on the action as Leigh win that scrum. Westhead now, stopped just short of the 25. The party tries from acting half back, gets it out well. It's now with Beardmore. Case gets in a good handoff there. Now Woods going from acting half back, throws the ball away, picked up by Westhead. Cottrell juggles with it, gets it to Ruane. Leigh playing a bit of basketball at the moment. Ruane on his hands and knees. Fulham harassing them, trying to get them to make mistakes. And then Rapati knocks on. Suddenly Leigh's game goes off the boil. Game is safely won, but the Leigh supporters want to see more points on the scoreboard. 32 of them at the moment for Leigh, just 8 for Fulham. 11 minutes remaining, penalty goes Fulham's way. Foot up in the scrum indicates our referee, Mr. Burke. Pearce puts it out, 10 yards short of the Leigh try line. So Rotherham brings in and Barkett. Fulham are just 5 yards short now. Can they get their second try of the afternoon? Bring in Scott. Cottrell with the stop for Leigh. Pearce this time. Cottrell and Westhead this time with the stop for Leigh. Cruikshank knocks on, over eager at the play of the ball. Chances lost for Fulham. Leigh will be quite content with head and ball at this scrum, 5 yards from their own try line. Referee not happy with the first feed. Beardmore feeds again. Stevenson out to Topping. Leigh electing to run it from their own line now. Beardmore on to Stevenson. Set out to Round. Round gets away from Murphy, but not right. Jeffrey hands on to Beardmore. To Shields. Good tackle coming in this time from Pitt. And Scott. Conrad Scott spoils everything by conceding a needless penalty. But Beardmore calms his players down as Topping takes the kick for touch. No need for Leigh to get involved in any fisticuffs. The game is safely won. They're in the semi-final of the Lancashire Cup, along with Warrington, Widnes and Salford. Beardmore now. Tattle comes in from Rotherham in the end. Rapati now. On to Woods. To Round. Round looking to take Murphy on the outside, but Kieran Murphy would have none this time. Forces Round out of play. Paul Topping has been elected the Leigh man of the match this afternoon. It's Dave Cruikshank. Fulham's Australian scrum half feeds the scrum. And Fulham come up with possession just outside their own 25. Cruikshank hands it on to pit. Cruikshank once more, gets the long ball out. Now this is pit. Leigh keep the tattles going. Not prepared to give any more points away. Cruikshank brought down by Cottrell and Reparty. Then Cottrell concedes a needless penalty. And Leigh don't want to let their discipline let them down at this stage. Pierce with the kick for touch. Well, that's a bad kick. Leigh stand around watching the ball. Case takes it in the end. Topping now. It's it inside to Jeffrey. Jeffrey looking for the break. Scott with the stop for Fulham. But Leigh back up to halfway. Beardmore now. Brings in Shields. Tattle comes in from Winborn this time. Beardmore now. Ledger tries to crash his way through. Ruane on to Beardmore. To Jeffrey. Jeffrey gets it out to Case now. To Ruane. And then Ruane dodges and weaves through once more. Stopped 15 yards out in the end. So Woods now. It's it out to Jeffrey. Surely Leigh must be in. The Jeffrey sidestep takes him inside. Moyer and Ian Jeffrey gets his second try of the afternoon. Takes Leigh up to the 36-point mark. Fulham 8. Just 6 minutes remaining now here at Hilton Park. Leigh's 7th try of the afternoon. Ian Jeffrey's second. So it'll be man of the match Paul Topping to attempt the conversion. 4 goals and a try to his credit so far this afternoon. Topping drags it just wide of this near post. Leigh home and dry now. Just 4.5 minutes of normal time remaining here at Hilton Park. And Leigh lead Fulham by 36 points to 8. So Greg Pearce once more back at the centre with the restart. Bounce beats Woods. Stevenson picks it up. Escapes the first tackle. Stopped just short of the 25. The party hands on to Shields. Can Leigh get any more points before the finish? Woods now. Leigh with a good line out here. Ruane gets it on to Cottrell. It's it back to Ruane. Good tackle by Cruikshank in the end. Leigh just short of halfway. Jeffrey gets it on to Beardmore. To Reparty. Ball's on the floor. Case picks it up for Leigh. Scott gets the tackle in for Fulham. Reparty now to Woods. Woods goes past one player. Loses his footing as he tries to step inside Winborn. Last tackle indicates the referee. Ruane now to Beardmore. To Ruane. To Cottrell. Set out to Jeffrey. Jeffrey gets it back. And kicks ahead. No, where's the Leigh paceman? But the ball beats them all. Finds touch 10 yards from the Fulham try line. And we'll scrum it. Relief for Fulham. So it'll be Cruikshank to feed the scrum once more. Referee not happy with the scrum. It's formed once more. And Leigh win that one. But Beardmore is penalised for not retiring behind his own forward's feet. And Fulham get their 8th penalty of this second half. So Greg Pearce gets the ball out on his own 25. 2 minutes of normal time remaining. Here comes Murphy in the line. Runs into Case. Rotherham. Fine tattle on Pitt, but he does well to get the ball away in the tattle to Wimborne. Fulham have done quite well at getting the ball away in the tattle. Cruikshank onto Johansson. He throws it away, but Cruikshank picks it up. It's away from Rapati. Ledger goes up for that one, couldn't take it, and Barkey comes up with it for Fulham. Cottrell gets the tattle in for Leigh. In fact, it's Ledger, who beg his pardon. Here comes Rob Bright now. Leigh still not prepared to give anything away. Well, we are penalised in the end. They force Rob Wright some 15 yards across the line there. Referee claims that he shouted held. And Greg Pearce will once more kick for touch. It's a better kick from the number 1. Wimborne will tap. Goes on his own. Solid tattle from Shields. Pitt now. Leigh still tattling in numbers. Prepared to give anything away. Cruikshank now with the kick. Taken by Ledger. Can he get in the clear? Move into added time at the end of this Lancashire Cup second round tie. Leigh moving it once more. Ruane stepping inside. Gets it away to Topping. Is he going to go the way? Winstanley with a good chase and tackle. Leigh back in the Fulham 25. Got a good line out if they can move it quickly. And in the end, Leigh get the penalty, and again it's Conrad Scott who is the offender. So Leigh tap it quickly. Ruane hands it on to Beardmore, on to Westhead, on to Stevenson, to Jeffrey. Jeffrey's in for his hat-trick. Ian Jeffrey's 3rd try of the afternoon. Takes Leigh up to the 40-point mark in injury time. 40 points to 8, they now lead Fulham. And it's a place in the Lancashire Cup semi-final. Paul Topping will attempt the conversion from this near touchline once more. So Ian Jeffrey has got 5 tries so far in this season's Lancashire Cup competition. 3 this afternoon and 2 last week in the first round against Swinton. So Paul Topping, 3 yards in from this near touchline. just short with that one as the hooter goes to bring to an end this afternoon's Greenhalgh's Lancashire Cup second round tie here at Hilton Park. It's a victory for Leigh by 40 points to 8, with their tries coming 3 from Ian Jeffrey, 2 from John Woods, 1 each from Paul Topping, John Westhead and Mick Round. 4 goals from Paul Topping. Fulham's try scorer was Kieran Murphy with 2 goals from Greg Pearce. So it's good. New scoreline. It's Leigh 40 points, Fulham 8. So Ruane plays it back to Cottrell. Cottrell hands it on to Beardmore. And Stevenson gets 5 more yards out of it. Beardmore once more to Ruane. Leigh not looking to make any more stupid mistakes. Looking to keep this one safe. Cottrell stopped in centre field by Pusel and Dubai. Collier, he's had a sterling game this afternoon in the Leigh second row. For a party now to Beardmore. On to Round. Back to Potter. Out to Jeffrey. Jeffrey side steps in for his second try. That's it now. We have got this one well and truly sewn up. Fitness has told in the end. 2 tries in a 4-minute spell from Ian Jeffrey, and Leigh are home and dry to chalk up their first ever Lancashire Cup victory over Swinton. It's been a hard struggle, and Leigh realise that things in the second division are not going to be all that easy. for the rest of the season. Swinton are going to be up there amongst the contenders for promotion along with Leigh. So John Woods with the conversion attempt once more. Not a good conversion attempt from Woods. Leigh in the driving seat now. Just 6 minutes remain here at Hilton Park. It's Leigh 20 points, Swinton 6. Johnson once more with the restart for Swinton. Stevenson plays that one well on his own 25. Breaks in the clear. Gets it away to Beardmore. He juggles with it. Leigh are looking rampant at the moment. There goes Rapati. And Swinton caught offside, coming back. Good play from Leigh. So Leigh moving it left. Beardsmore has been elected the Leigh man of the match. Barry Ledger looking for a bit of the action. Gets the way to Topping. Woods now. Going from acting half back. Sit away to Case. On to Potter. Inside to Jeffrey. Beautiful reverse pass to Ledger. Superb play from the Leigh three-quarters. Barry Ledger appears in centre field, gets his first try of the season, and Leigh get their third try in a 6-minute spell and go ahead by 24 points to 6. Supporters respond to their side. They've seen them in a hard slog for the first 70 minutes of this encounter, but now the superior fitness is beginning to tell, and the cracks are appearing in a Swinton defence that has been very well organised up to the last 5 minutes. Topping comes back into the goal kicking role. This will be his second attempt of the afternoon. He's 9 yards in from this near touchline. Paul Topping gets on the score sheet against his former club Swinton and puts Leigh well and truly in command at 26 points to 6 with just 3 minutes remaining. So Chris Johnson wants a game. It's time of varying the tactics. Swinton come up with possession. Elling hands it on to Pusell. Can Swinton get a try to finish in these closing minutes? Hancock now on to Snape, to Morrison. Fine break from the skipper. Good defence though by Leigh. Good tattle again coming in from Stevenson. Snape now. Leigh won't want to concede points. Stevenson in on the stop on Rapati. Elling moves it left to Street. Cottrell demand to stop Street. Last one indicates the referee. Melling now moves it left to Hancock. To Snape. Morrison. Last tattle, the Leigh defence has held once more. And for the third time in this second half, Leigh come up with a turnover. So full credit to the Leigh defence. Since conceding that try in the first 3 minutes, they've done their job very well. And now the forwards driving clear to clear their lines. Case, the game is over with as a competition. We're inside the last minute. The party to Cottrell. Collier goes without it. Street picks up the pieces, gets it out to his wingman Scott. Swinton has stopped 10 yards short. Hancock moves it out to Snape. Kerr, long ball out to Ransom. The ball is lost. Leigh come up with it. The free calls them back to the scrum. And certainly Swinton's best scoring opportunity in this second half. The 80 minutes are now up. Leigh have broken their jinx with Swinton as far as the Lancashire Cup is concerned. It'll be them that will be in the quarter-final draw tomorrow morning for a game to be played next weekend. Leigh come up with the ball. Mick Round now tries to break clear. Good tattle from Snape. Again, that's only the second clean scrum we've had of this second half. Both gone Leigh's way. Topping tries to break clear, but good stop from Peacham and Morrison. John was looking for the way round. Leigh just going through the motions now. Cottrell tries to scatter them. Clears his 25. And a good disciplined performance from Leigh this afternoon. Kick comes in from Topping. Once more it's a towering kick, and again it's between the wingman and the fullback. Forces Chris Johnson to turn round and chase. And the runners are there to make the stop as well. John Kerr now for Swinton. Breaks into the clear. Good tattle from Rapati. Hancock now. Out to Rapati. Rapati with no one outside him. Brings in Ransom. Good defence from Round. Leigh still not prepared to give away points. Street. Gets it out well to Hancock. To Peacham. Ball dropped in the tattle as the hooter goes to bring to an end this afternoon's Greenhalgh's Lancashire Cup first round tie here at Hilton Park. Leigh have scored their first ever victory over Swinton in this competition. They've beaten them by 26 points to 6. For Leigh, it was 2 tries from Ian Jeffrey, 1 each from Bod Beardmore, Brian Case and Barry Ledger, 2 goals from John Woods and 1 from Paul Topping. Swinton's points, a Tim Street try converted by Chris Johnson, came as early as the 3rd minute. But the final score as we leave you from Hilton Park in this Greenhalgh's Lancashire Cup first round tie, it's Leigh 26 points, Swinton 6.